Fred Dinbah was born in Lancashire, and from his earliest years, his heart was set on a life at the top.
When I was a very small boy and I used to go to school on the tram, you see these little fellas with flat caps on way up in the sky on top of factory chimneys, you know, and that fascinated me as to how they got all the little platforms up round the top. And life passed by, like, and passed a scholarship to the art school, you know, where my attitude to life changed a bit, like, you know. I thought I'd end up with a clean hand job, you know. Well, they had different ideas. They said, you know, you're very good with the hammer and chisel. You've got to be a cabinet maker. So they sent me to an undertaker's, you see, where, you know, it sort of, bloody hell, all them boxes, you know, and trestles, and even the undertaker himself looked like a corpse. So I thought, I don't fancy this, you know. So I got on my bike and went to Youth Employment Office, and they said, we've got a good job joiner in here, so I became a joiner. And at weekend I used to go out pointing houses and a bob or two, and I got enough money to buy 5 ladders. Anyway, one day a school teacher who used to teach me at school, he came along and he said he wanted a job doing, you see, and he said, what's all these ladders for, you know? Like, an average bloke has 1 ladder or 2 ladders, and I got 5. And I said, it's for my steeplejack business, but, you know, it ain't going so well, you know. So he were hard up as well. So he said, you know, well, what's the problem, like, you know? So I said, well, you know, I don't think I talk right for a start, you know. They seem to think I'm a bit of a lunatic, these men. So I said, look, you know, I know where there's a lot of jobs that need doing. For every job you get me, I'll give you £10. Well, you see, he talked posh and he had a Jaguar motor car. So I sent him off to these factories and workses where these chimneys were, and for every, you know, he was trying his best, you see. And before long we had a few jobs to do, you see, which we did, and made a few £100, which enabled me to buy some more ladders. And then one day, lo and behold, the Vicar of Bolton, Canon Norburn, rung up, will you come and have a look at my church tower, which were like the biggest thing in town. And so all the other vicars, you see, around the town, I could waltz in and see them. Knowing that I've been allowed to have a go at that, like, I could have a do at their, like, lesser churches. And then after that, you know, I've never been out of work since, like, it made me day, you know, as you might say.
Praise God.
Fred has worked on churches for many years, but the greater glory is, and always was, the chimney.
That's the biggest chimney that there is in Bolton, and when I was 15 years old, I climbed up that for a 10-shilling wager. The steeplejacks were repairing it, you see, at the time. And one dark winter night, you know, I did do it. I never got the 10 bob, you know, but I got the 2 Union Jacks tied round the lightning conductors, you know, at the top. And they blamed it on the Manchester University students, you see. Well, it weren't them, it were really me.
Fred's next move in the factory chimney business was to clap a little one on top of his mother's home, which, ever since, he has had to sweep because nobody else will.
Oh, how do you do? You all right?
Where have you been?
Oh, well, we've, you know, not so well. Doing our best. It'll all be done very smartly and speedily as possible. How long has it been smoking?
Oh, a month or 2.
A month or 2? Well, why didn't you tell me? You normally do, don't you?
Pardon? You
normally cause a lot of bother and
not
tell
time
me.
to do anything for me.
Oh, I know that. Well, stick it up, Donald. Right. Got it a bit...
He's not a bricklayer, but he built that. Oh, it was awful. I didn't want him to do that. The evening news came round and took the photograph when I was at work.
I built this chimney when I were about 17 years old. We had a stack like the one next door, you know, with 5 pots on, which 4 of them were disused and smoke only went up one. So I thought, well, we'll take all these 4 down and build a nice chimney stack, you see. So I didn't really design it, I just built it. It just ended up that shape. Everybody said I was crazy, you know. But it never cracked, and it's got a lovely draft on it, you know. Suck your house slippers off when it's going at bottom.
He went to art school. When he was about 17, you'd think he'd work in an office, not doing what he does now.
It's not so pleasant on a Monday morning, and it's cold, the wind's blowing, and you look up, like, you know, and you think, oh, good God, you know. So this year it's been windy nearly every day. I don't think we've had above a month when the weather's been really decent. It's either been blowing a force 9 or raining or, you know, snowing or freezing cold. So you suffer. Some days might be bloody awful on the floor, you know, and then you set off up the ladder and go through the fog, and it's like being in an aeroplane. You can see all the chimney stacks and towers and church steeples and hills outside of town sticking up through all this cloud, and sun shining up above. Beautiful. Sort of. My camera's never worked right though when that's been about, you know. And you can see when the rain's coming, you know, half an hour before it comes, it's on its way. You can see, you know, miles and miles. Summer's best when sun's shining, you know, and everybody down below's all sweating away inside, and you were up there and a nice cool breeze blowing, you know, beautiful. It's something strange. Once you've started, you get like addicted to it. You just live it, you know, like day and night. Think about it, talk about it. Some days you don't want to go. Oh, you know, why the hell did I start this job, you know? But once you've got cracking like it, well, I always feel that, you know, when I'm really putting big pile of stagings up round top of a chimney, you know, like when I've got it all up, you know, it's a work of art, you know, a masterpiece. This particular job, I've got the contract for £7,000 to knock it down a brick at once, right down to the bottom. When I first came to look, bitter cold morning, the wind howling down off the mountains, you know, and I thought, ugh, you know, how come they always send for me in the middle of winter? Anyway, I'd have told the powers that be, like, you know, that I want £7,000, you see. And I didn't think I'd get the job, you know. Anyway, it turned out that they honoured me with giving it me. Which means that the other fellas wanted a hell of a lot more, you know. the reason for the price were I didn't really want the job. Like if it had have been a repair job, which, you know, on average takes, what, a month, 5 weeks, it's not so bad. But when it comes into months and months, you see, it's a bit different. Furthermore, when there's only like one of you, and such a gigantic pile of bricks, you know, you've got to have a stout heart to take it on your own. The Briar here, there's like too many buildings, you know, to drop the thing, like, or blow it up, as some people do. The chairman of Court Halls won't let it be blown up, so I've got to knock it down a brick at once. It don't do to think about how long it's going to take you, you know, you've just got to keep bashing some off. I've been here too long already, you know, about 3 months and done now, which in my eyes I'm quite disgusted, but the weather's been outrageous, you know, and now we're in with a chance to get something done. Like, we've got everything working according to how it should do, like the chute at the bottom is working well, which you can have a lot of trouble with them if you don't get the plates quite right. They keep getting bunged up and you're forevermore waiting for the bloke at the bottom to clear out the bricks, and you've got to make sure he's out the way, because if you drop one down and it comes shooting out and hits him up back at neck, he's dead. On the top, like on your own, you get a bit lonely, like, you know, nobody only the birds about, and occasionally I have a friend who comes round to see me, like, you know, and he has a shin up and we have a bit of a chat, like. It must do something, you know. Well, I feel better when I'm doing it, you know. I can come home at tea time and demolish a great lump of steak and a big plate of chips, and sort of, if you're mucking about pointing round somebody's window frames, things like that, bloody fed up, you know. I'm like, no exciting going on, you know, nothing to battle with. Really, you're dicing with death with a rotten old top on the chimney, you know. There's been a lot of men died fiddling with them things. I've never fell off a big chimney, you know. You only fall off one of them once, like. One day, I fell off a pair of steps in a little girl's bedroom and landed on a drilling machine and knocked myself unconscious, and I don't remember much about it, but morning after I couldn't get out of bed and I had to stay there for 3 weeks, all through falling off a pair of steps. And, you know, that's about the only injury I've ever done myself. Donald, my labourer down there, he's like a very important man, you see. You've got to have a man who has got a reasonable amount in grey matter. Like here, this noise of these fans going, it's impossible to shout 200 feet. Like, there's no way you can converse with each other. It more or less runs by, more or less, habit. The thing is that, you know, he's got a good brain, which is really what you need, you see. You get some young lad, like, his heart can be in right place, but if he sees a girl in the office, he wanders away, and sort of when you need him, you know, you look down and he's gone. In the past, like, I've had lots of labourers, you know, some drank rather a lot, sort of led me astray in a way, you know. Donald, he's a staunch teetotaler, so in lots of ways he's a good ambassador for me, you see. He keeps me out of the pub. Good, look at that. Something's gone wrong with it, Donald. Bricks are coming out at all, all right, aren't they? Cheese butties again. think we'll get a yard a day off.
No. Just about down for June holidays.
Oh, we'll be lucky, you know. Get fed up and keep looking up there, you know. Well, most steeplejacks I know, people come and say, you're always drunk when he went up, like, you know, sort of. I wouldn't say that I've ever done it drunk, but if you were banging away with a big hammer all day, a few pints, you know, don't do you any harm, you know, it sort of kills the pain. There's no doubt about that, you know. Sort of, I've had characters work for me who, in the morning at 9 o'clock, like, they got the shakes and sort of hell of a job getting up, but after they'd had about 5 pints at dinner time, they were, you know, they were quite full of beans. In 20 years, I've only ever had 2 calamities. One where a load of brick fell on top of a blacksmith shop and completely demolished it. And I thought, this is the end of my steeplejacking career. I can laugh now, but I didn't then, you know. When I come down, I was shaking all over, you know, in the pub for a pint. But Mr. Courtall decided that what I'd wrecked weren't worth keeping anyway, so there were only a very small claim off the insurance people, you see. And then on another occasion, we put a big dinge in top of a brand new motor car that were parked up really with inside my piece of rope that I'd got round the bottom of the chimney, you see. It weren't really my fault, you see. I picked 2 bricks up and the wind took off a nice 3/4 of an inch thick bed of pretty stiff mortar, which went like an autogyro on the wind and, you know, right over there about 100 yards and bush straight on top of his new car, you see. So he wanted a new roof on his brand new Volvo. I have to have a third-party insurance policy for people like Courtalls, you know. If I kill one of their operatives, you know, I'm in dire trouble, you see. I mean, they'd commandeer my traction engine or something like that. Insurance men and me don't mix, you know. I mean, the thing is that I don't intend dying, you know. It's a bit like being a motor car racer or this fella who jumps over cliffs on his motorbike. I bet he's not got a life insurance policy, you know. If he has, it'll cost him a fortune. No, I don't really bother with that side of it, you know. I know one thing, I ain't going to die, you know. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to die in bed with my boots on. Anybody rung up today?
No. I went in town this morning.
Spending all my money again?
Mummy, there has been a man rung up for Daddy when Jane phoned. Yeah.
Well, he didn't leave any name.
And what did he sound like, you know?
I never spoke to him. I've seen to the day.
Well, what did he say?
He said, it's Fred Dinbah, so I said, no, he goes, I go, do you want to speak to me, Mum? And he says, no, and put the phone down.
Well, you should always ask him who they are. And then we know, you see. Well, if he really wants us, he'll ring up again, won't he?
That sounds healthy enough.
I think if we put a bit of grease on this wire and on the spindle that goes through the hammer shaft, we'll, you know, it'll be okay.
That will cure it, will it?
Oh, I'd run for another 10 years then.
Good. What's the brickwork like?
Yeah, pretty good, you know. There's no new cracks appeared anywhere and nothing, you know.
How long is it since you put that bell up there, Fred?
You know then. I'll have to have a look in my picture book.
Yeah?
I've forgotten. It must be 12 years.
Easily, I should think.
Yeah. I've got all pictures at home of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show them you sometime.
Well, this drawing is, done so that I can show it to the engineer who runs the mill and point out to him, what needs doing. It sort of, got me a few jobs, like, where I've done them a big fancy drawing, a lot better than this one, really. As I say, I've gone off a bit, my eyes are not so good now. Like, I've shown them my drawing and then they've dragged somebody else's out, done on a piece of wallpaper with pattern up back and, everything a bit skew with, like, and I've ended up getting the job. Like, up above, I've had the ladders up and had a look round. Well, there hasn't been any movement, it won't fall off or anything like that. The top iron band, it's difficult to tell whether it's good all the way around, but the bolts are a bit buggered, and I think it's, they should be knocked off. Knock what's left of it off, point it again, and paint the ironwork, and point all top at stack down to that bottom sailing course.
£1,500, Fred, for this. It's quite a lot of money.
Yeah, well,
and we obviously will have to get some quotation.
Yeah. The thing is that if I do it my way, well, put it this way, you could get one fella who'd come and he'd do all lot in, say, a week. Yeah. Now, there's no bloody living man can go up there and rake all that out and mix proper mastic with boiling seed oil and do a really good, neat, orderly job. I don't know why I do it sometimes, because no bugger ever looks at it when it's done,
And boiled linseed oil is better than cement?
Oh, yeah, sand and cement up there, a waste of time, You can do it like two ways. You can do a right good job that'll last for 20 years, or you can do a cheap, slosh it all over the bricks job, which will drop off within 6 or 7 months, but because it's all dirty, you see, you won't notice it.
Right.
But it's all falling off. If me and you now were halfway up there, I could show something that'd like, you'd look at it and think, what the bloody hell did we pay this fella for? Yeah. Nobody will ever see it, but, I do. When I'm lying in bed at home, like, I'm thinking, bloody hell, has any of my pointing dropped out of that chimney yet, sort of thing.
Of his time on the ground in the past 12 years, Fred Dinbah has spent many thousands of hours completely rebuilding a steam engine.
This thing and me, it's a death do us part job, because it's nearly caused divorce and much upset in the household and no holidays and, all that sort of thing, like, you love your bloody steamroller more than you love me and all that, which I think a lot of men who have these things will have gone through, especially the one-man banders who have one engine and one wife and one shed. My wife complains that, I spend more time here than I do over there in the house, you see. Well, I suppose in a way it's better than being down the pub all night or, out womanising or, doing breaking and entering or something like that. Well, it never had a name, you see, when I got it. So we were going to christen it. Well, when it made loads of row, I thought we'll call it Thunderbolt or something like that. And then I thought, no, I might gain a bit of grace if I call it after the wife, you see. Well, I keep telling her, there's not every woman who's got a steamroller named after her, Lots of people who I've come to know over the years with the chimneys say you spend too much time playing with your steam engine, you see, and you should come and get our job done, which in some ways is very true. I have neglected my business and, well, everything really for the sake of this 10 ton of iron.
Well, Fred, the job is getting more urgent now, and of course you've about 30 or 40 feet to point, and there's one or two of the bands want replacing, so really we've got to get you on the job. We can't wait much longer.
I'm doing my best. Don't worry, Mr. Shelmerdine.
But I am a little bit worried because we want to get this job put right, because we've got the mill in good order, we want the chimney in good order.
Well, nothing will fall off, you know, I can guarantee you that.
Good.
And sort of, I'll be here soon as the last few bricks at the Lilac have gone, I'll be here.
Yes,
you know, and you'll have me then till your job's finished. I won't be going nowhere else, you know.
Good.
And
well, that's what we want. We've got to get you on this job to get it completed.
All right.
Good morning, Mr. Shepherd. All right.
Morning, Mr. Johnson.
And when could you do the job for us?
Oh, this is another problem. We'll be getting on towards next winter, you know. Here again, if summer's nice and healthy, you know, we might end up here pretty quick, you know.
You could complete it by the end of October, could you, Fred?
Possible, yeah. Morning, Lenny. I'll put 4 or 5 stagings all round the lantern, and then we'll gill the ball on the top.
This is it. It's a big one. It's about 2 foot diameter.
I know.
It cost a bomb or two.
Well, don't worry. Sort of, we'll overcome that. Them pillars, we'll replace them. Then we've had a look at.
Can you turn them yourself?
Oh, I've got a machine.
Have you?
I've invented a machine that'll do it. You see. Concocted that lot up with a washing machine motor. First day, tried it out, you know, and it went round and went ping, 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 and the cutter shattered. But it didn't, it just cut it. Beautiful, like cheese. So, soon as I'd cut a groove in 1 inch wide and down from square to round, I went down the pub celebrating, you know. Then I drunk too much beer, so I had to lay off that day. And the day after, I made one in 1.5 hours, you know, which were the first one.
Are you painting it? Is it something you're going to make a lot of money out of?
No, I doubt it, you know. Never made any money yet.
Well, I think there's some of them on the balustrade at that level too. It seems the north and east elevations are catching all the way.
Well, we'll have a look at them later on.
Later on, because we've got to programme it. You know, we can't do it all in one financial year.
Here we go then. All lamp pots and ornaments are all nice and solid. I've had a swing on them all. The fingers on the clock at the back, one of them rubs on itself.
Well, that can be moved on.
Yeah.
What's the actual lightning conductor like? You know,
Oh, that's in very good condition.
Does it look nice if it was re-gilded?
Yeah.
That's the song.
I see the ropes broke on the flagpole at St George's, you know.
Oh, the church?
Yeah, do you want me to have a look at it for you?
Well, I wouldn't mind having a look, but I must sort of warn you that the flagpole itself is rather suspect. I think there's a section rotten.
Yeah.
And you must assume the responsibility yourself.
Oh, yeah. There's ways and means of getting up, even if it's rotten. You know, if the things go and snap off like a carrot, we'll not bother. Right, Donald!
All right.
Donald! Right, send one up. Don't pull no more. Whoa, leave it there, Donald. You'll never be a rich man climbing chimneys, you know, there's no doubt about it. Better off owning a corner shop. We're never broke, there's always somebody owes us something. It's just that when you get working for like big outfits and you're only like a little man, they just forget about you and they think that you've an endless supply of brass, you see, because their computer, it don't pay out so fast. But I have a phone number that when I'm really desperate I can ring up Courtholes and ask for a certain gentleman who sort of always looks after me, you see. And, you know, I'm about to do that actually, just at present, you know, see if he'll send me a bit. I don't count money, you know, I sort of spend it when it comes, you know what I mean? I might be dead tomorrow, you know, like Alison can have out she wants, and if I want to spend like 400 quid on my steam engine, you know, I spend it, you know, when it comes, and at least the steam engine's better than money, you see. It's like people have paintings and other people buy fancy motor cars that rot away, you know, like my steamroller is it. Really, it's as good as owning a house.
Fred's quickest way of making a bob or two is to land the big felling jobs, at which he is one of the few still capable of using a precise, old-fashioned method.
This is the job, Fred. These two chimneys, they want dropping.
Oh, when you've got rid of mill, there'll be plenty of room. Like, I come the other day and had a look. There's an house over there on that corner. Well, if we can keep it away from that, where, you know, we don't want to upset the neighbours.
More towards the canal side.
Yeah. And we don't block canal up as well, you know.
No, make sure we don't.
Aye. We want to try and do them both at the same time, or not, you know.
Well, do two for the price of one, then you're all right.
Right. Well, 400 foot little and 500 foot big one.
That's the cheapest you can do, is it?
Right. So,
it's soon be a millionaire at that rate.
Yeah, I think I could manage them, but blocking canal up, you know, doing any damage, breaking any windows over there, you know. My main competition is the dynamite men when it comes to felling a chimney, you know. Sort of they'll come along and, you know, blow it up in half a day, so they only need a quarter of money I want. So really, that's why on television, everyone you see going down, it's blown up. You know, there's none of them done with the pit props and the big fire, like, you know, like they did it in 1899, which, you know, I like doing it that way because it's more spectacular, you know, and it's, you get a bit of a build-up to it. Whereas when you press that plunger, boom, that's it, you know, it's over with, you know, you've not really done so much, you know, you just destroyed something that it took a few men a long time to erect and a lot of hard bloody sweat and labour. And when they finished it off, no doubt, they put the Union Jack up, and you've just blown it up with pressing a button. Whereas if you've got to hack your way through 3 foot of brickwork at the bottom with a few 100 ton squeezing on it, it's not died too easy, has it? Unbelievable this, we shouldn't be here today. I've had instances where people have come where I've wanted a couple of £100, 25 quid, and they've done it, madmen, no pit props, nothing, just chop the bottom out like a tree. And they don't know to an hour when it's going to go, just keep bashing at it at each side, when it's creaking and groaning, just run out the road, at great speed, like. You don't need anything, only a sledgehammer and, a bit of lunacy, like, and you're in business. When you come on the insurance, man, they'll send some little lad out from their office who's never seen a chimney fall down, and he's got to work it all out, the risks involved, well, by the time it's gone back to HQ, it could have been Groucho Marx who's knocking the damn thing down, which upsets me a bit, when I think, like, that all the ones I've done that have gone okay, and yet the premiums keep going up and up and up all the time. Well, I've nearly given them up altogether now, if there's no tint way, I'll do it, and take it on my own back. And good luck to them men, I mean, they've got big Mark 10 Jags and pinstripe suits. What have I got, second down bloody Army Land Rover, and just about managed to keep that going, like. Some years ago, I was doing one that, when you come home at night, like, I thought, Christ, I hope the bugger goes right, because we've only got 60 feet to get it in, wide. And I came home and I'm having my tea in the kitchen, and it come on the television, here's one that went wrong. I knew it, somehow or other, there was something up somewhere in chimney line, and I was running front room just in time to see this factory chimney straight through the middle of the mill, just been kitted out for a 3-shift system, it's still shut, that mill, somewhere in Yorkshire. Chop the mill in half. Well, them were the dynamite men, sort of thing. Well, how do you think I should feel after that, when I've got to do this one? They've got to get theirs in. I've got to get it down a 60-foot slot, well, from that day to the Sunday that we did it, my nervous system weren't too good. It were a bit on edge. There's no brave men, Any man who says he's brave is either a bloody idiot or a liar. Plenty of wood on now.
Go that way, Fred, isn't it?
What?
No, we're not about that, we're not about
Yeah.
that. If anything goes wrong, then you want
Yeah, well, that'll start like, won't it? A bit more wood round this side. Morning.
Why, yeah. Well, we'll give it a general sousing over after. Oh, yeah, yeah, want to hear it roar.
Fred,
What, love?
how are you going on?
All right, love. How are you?
We'll be safe over there, won't they?
I hope so. Yeah, I think so.
Do you want me to light it like I usually do? No, I usually light it and then
Leave me alone, I don't.
and then he takes it off me.
Oh, you light the fire, you mean? Yeah. Oh, he's panicking like buggery, man, you know.
Who you mean, the
The Welsh fella.
factory inspector? I don't know.
I mean, everything's beautiful.
And I'm more of a mind with you.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go that way, and the wind's blowing that way.
The
Everything's
bloody,
in its
if
favour.
it goes backwards, he says, you know, there's not a bloody 3 million to 1 chance.
He says to me, what's in that tank? I said,
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought you'd be able to tell me that. Being
Yeah. I don't bloody know, he asked me as well. He's nervous.
Anyway, that having been said, we will let you know when we've got all the evacuation done, when I've got this road sealed. We're sealing it off with major incident tape.
Yeah.
That white tape.
Oh, yeah.
Right, can we have everybody out, please? And beyond the white tapes.
I'll get going. Turn it round a bit. That's it. Right, now then. Right in the middle, there. No. There. That's it. Right, you can give it me now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Lovely thing. Won't burn. You see it moving, the stick. That stick. I hope the bloody thing goes. It's going. Going. Run, 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 run. Jumper. Do you like that? Right in the right shop, innit? Where's that Welshman? Eh? Well, it's right a right shop, innit? Here, you can have the... Give us a kiss, love. You all right now?
Well, though, did that?
It's a good one. I knew it. I had every ounce of confidence in that one. We just got it right. If I don't go now do for a fortnight, I get all grumpy, you know. I get thinking like, I'm bloody dying, nobody wants me no more. Like, gotta go and have a climb up something, you see. If I can carry on till, I'm an old fella, like, I don't know, I suppose slow down a bit before I'm 70, but the ideal way out would be, I think, instead of dying in bed of lung cancer or something horrible like that, just drop off one sunny day when I'm about 75, and that'll be the end.
Hello, Terry Wogan here outside the hollowed portals of the BBC to tell you what's on Wogan. Well, it's live and there's guests and, there's going to be lots. Furthermore, I can only tell you that we have... So, all the more reason why you should join me for what's on Wogan, and we can both find out what is going on.